Imagine the creator of Transport Tycoon Deluxe and RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 combining both ideas into one game. That's exactly what Locomotion tried to be. It improved almost everything, but did it hit the mark? Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to Pixels and Platforms, where we dive into retro and retro-inspired transport and train games, with fresh eyes and honest first impressions. Today, we're looking at Chris Sawyer's Locomotion. With all of its improvements over its predecessors, the big question is it actually any good? Before we dive into the gameplay, let's talk about the interesting story behind the game. Chris Sawyer is the brilliant developer behind all three of these classics, Transport Tycoon Deluxe, RollerCoaster Tycoon, and Locomotion, among many others. If you'd like a full breakdown of his career, I highly recommend the fantastic video Chris Sawyer, creator of RollerCoaster Tycoon, making of documentary by Reliable Rhubarb. But here's the short version. Back in 1994, Chris Sawyer released Transport Tycoon, and only a year later came Transport Tycoon Deluxe. After that, he moved on to RollerCoaster Tycoon, which released in 1999, followed by RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 3 years later. After the success of all of those games, Sawyer set to work on what he considered to be the spiritual successor of Transport Tycoon Deluxe. Strangely, not calling it Transport Tycoon 2, which honestly I thought would have made a lot more sense. He used the more advanced RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 engine as a starting point. The technology enabled him to have bigger maps, improved AI, and features far beyond the original Transport Tycoon. And in 2004, he finally released Chris Sawyer's Locomotion. Now, with all that success behind it, surely something that combined the best bits of all his previous games would be an instant hit, right? Well, let's take a look. And here it is. Let's not waste any time. We're going to go into a brand new game. We're going to have a look at one of the simple maps to begin with and see what we can explore. Let's have this chap here. Fantastic. And in here, it's where it gives us our goal. It says we have to achieve a performance index of 10%. How we do that? Currently, I have no idea. Oh, the scroll wheel works. There, well, there's not many retro games I've played recently where the scroll wheel works. Let's try and build something. Okay, so we've got the ability to build track. Now, people who have played RollerCoaster Tycoon and 2 will recognize this track construction tool. It looks very much like the roller coaster stuff. And in theory, it's brilliant because you can have curves. And we couldn't have curves in Transport Tycoon Deluxe or Tycoon. We'll start the track here and we'll just make it go along. We'll have a level crossing in. And then I want to be able to go over here and kind of put it into this town. So we need to kind of bend a little bit. Now, if I go straight, am I going to be able to get my station in? Probably. Okay, let's keep going for this way a little bit. Bend back the other way. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Nice straight section here. Then we got a simple starting point. Now, I want to get a stations in. So I don't know how long my platforms need to be. I'm going to start with platform length 5. That seems like a good idea. Okay, so track laying, adding a stations, not too bad if you're familiar with it. I do think if you haven't played RollerCoaster Tycoon and you came straight from Transport Tycoon, building the track in this manner might seem a bit strange and odd. You're used to being able to just click and drag your different components around, but never mind. Let's now get some trains, and this is also different. So you don't click on a depot to build your train, you just click on the build trains option. And we have the option of 2 different trains. One's more expensive and the other one is cheaper. Let's buy that. There we go, look. So we've got a new train with its details. It's got a reliability of 75%. Would be nice if it told me how long it was. No idea how long it is. So I don't know if it's going to fit in our stations. I guess I can just kind of wing it. Well, we're going to need to transfer some mail. So we'll put 1 mail car in and we'll get some passenger carriages. Now, can I get 2 passenger carriages in? No, the train's too long for the station. So we just put the train on the track. We just chuck it in like magic. We don't need a depot. So I'm going to have to make my platform a little longer. But let's put the train in. There we go. Train is on the track. Let's just get it going and see what happens. Away it goes. And I'm going to extend my stations by a square. So I can click on my train and get my train information. I can click on my station and get my station information. Apparently everything's empty. Oh, no, wait. We have one passenger. One entire passenger. I wonder how much money this passenger is going to make. Oh, my. The sound effects are quite good. I like the noise of the train as it moves around around the track in the world. Deceleration. We've got a nice little pop-up. $24 for that train journey. The ratings are not great here at the moment. Oh, wow. We've got 4 passengers now. That must be like just over $100, right? Ooh, 102. Okay, the ratings are going up. I think that's okay. So let's now see what else we can do. The space that the industry occupies on the map is really big compared to Transport Tycoon, and the intricacy of the graphics of the various different things that are going on. There's a lot more detail. Yes, generally the graphics are much more detailed. We can zoom out, of course, and see the little island. I think I might do some trams. Yes, let's do some trams. So I'm just going to do a little tram route in the town. Okay, now if I put that down here, I have to choose where the tram line goes. Okay. So I want to go up to this corner. I want to turn right. Sharp right. Okay, it has to be sharp. We can do a U-turn. Oh, interesting. And then what happens when... Ah, yeah, see, we can go out into the countryside, do a long left-hander, and another... Oh, sorry, right hand, and then back into the town. Okay. So we've got a tram circuit. We can add passenger stops. Okay, so if we add a passenger stop at one end of town, so it shares both the tram and road, and there's a little symbol on the end of the station name to show you the type of station that it is. So if I get back to my tram track construction, and I go in and go across here like this, now my trams can just go round and round, and the outside bit is just pointless. Okay, massive selection of one tram right now. Okay, well, I guess I'm having that. Now, let's get our tram, pop it on the tram track. What happens if I want to give it orders? Let's try orders. Okay, so first things first, go between this station and that station. Now, the order system in here is quite nice, okay? You don't have to click go to here, go to there, go to this. You just click on the station labels. It comes up with little numbers next to the station labels. Really nice improvements. Also, just notice my tram can't turn right at this junction here. It's quite hard to see the tram tracks. But yes, it can't turn that way, so let's fix that. There we go. Managed to put the junction in that I wanted to, but I accidentally deleted a building to do it. So now, if I want a second tram, I can't clone my existing. At least I don't think so. I can't find any way in this game to clone trams, which you don't have in Transport Tycoon Deluxe, but we do have in OpenTTD. We can clone stuff in OpenTTD. But there is a bit of a trick, I think, when it comes to the orders. So instead of doing the orders again, I can click the end of route list and it will copy the orders from the other tram. Now, I don't think these are shared orders, but still, that is an improvement. And there we have it. We have a train and some trams. How's our train doing? Monthly profit there is $302. That's not too bad. It's more than the running cost. Now, I was just thinking, I'm not sure this place is big enough for ships, but we could potentially have some ships going along the bottom of the coast here. Oh, no, I see. Okay, so most of the dock is on the land, and then you get a slopey bit on the slopey bit. That's not covering a lot of the town. Oh, let's put one there. Okay, so we'll go from those docks all the way down here, and we'll add some new ones in. That's over the top of a building. Although I think it's worth it to capture the other buildings in town. And we ran out of money. Oh, no. Okay, let's go get a loan. So let's up our loan to 50, 60 something grand. There we go. Right, that cost us a good chunk of money. Now, in theory, I should be able to just build some ships, right? We've got an old-fashioned wind-powered ship. We've got a steam ferry that I just accidentally bought. Yeah, so there's a merchant ferry and a steam ferry. Running cost is higher, a lot higher. But seeing as I've bought it, I mean, it goes faster and it carries more. Let's do that. Oh, right, so you place it at a dock. Okay, place it at a dock. Right, let's start it and see what it does. Okay, so it's traveling. It's traveling. I think it's just randomly traveling. Go between these two docks, please, ship. There we go. Right, monthly profits minus $12 on that. We'll have to come back and check on that. We got a little bit of trains. I kind of feel like I want more trains. So, oh, something broke down. Our train broke down. Train's broken down. There's nothing we have to do about it, I think. Let's add a second station and another piece of track and see if we can do some signals. Yes. Right, okay, so that's that in. Let's put the platform in now. Let's see. If I put a singular one facing... Oh, no, I think that'll be singular direction, right? If I put a singular one facing that way... Can that train now come through the back of that signal? No, it cannot. Right. So now I need to somehow remove a signal. Oh my goodness, how do I remove a signal? It's not easy to figure out how to remove a signal. Okay, I'll just put some dual signals in. And I think what I might do is just like delete a piece of track here and re-add it. That did the job. Right, so hopefully the train won't be lost now. Where's that ship gone? It's on its way back. And its monthly profit's not looking good. Oh dear, oh dear. So I guess we need a second train. I think what we're going to have to do is just keep a close eye on our existing services and make sure that our company makes some money, do a bit of fast forwarding, and hopefully I can then afford a second train. Trams are in profit. They're not making a massive amount. $90 a month. That's okay. The ship, is that actually making anything? Well, no. Oh, no. The ship's not making money. Right. Maybe we need to retire that ship then. There we go. Ship list. It's stopped. Remove ship from water. There we go. And now we can sell the ship. It's sad. I like the idea of doing some shipping, but we need to be successful. Let's get rid of that. Let's whack that loan right up. We were doing 1 mail car and 2 passenger cars. We'll pop the train on the track, and hopefully they can share that same station with the rail configuration I've built. Let's see here. So, going between this town, that town, and go. Let's see what happens here when we get 2 trains heading towards the same track. Okay, one goes straight through, and the other one has stopped to wait. In theory, if we can get these trains kind of alternating, then it shouldn't matter too much. There shouldn't be a lot of waiting. Okay, I think I've managed to get these 2 trains working and sharing the same station. Nice. I'll tell you what, though, like if you fast forward, you can see these trains sharing this platform beautifully, just waiting whenever they have to, just a little bit. Works nice. Looks good. Ah, yes. Looking at the finances, we can see there's been a significant increase to train income. Let's see. This is train 1. It was making nearly 800 before. So instead of one train making about 800, now between the 2 trains, they're making about 1200. So that's pretty good. Now looking on our island, I see we've got some industries, and I think hooking them up could be quite fun. Let's see if we can get a railway line between this coal place and what's this, some sort of steel mill that requires it. Yes, a steel mill. It looks like we need to go over 2 to be able to get up and over there. Oh no, I don't like that. Let's remove this track and try the landscaping. Now, do I need to go down 1 or 2? I think I'd need to go down 2. So, whilst these land tools, I think, are a good improvement over Transport Tycoon Deluxe, and very familiar for people from RollerCoaster Tycoon, I've got a bit of a problem in that I can't do a long piece. If I tell it to go down, it builds a bridge down into there. Then I can go along. I ran out of money. Oh, I need to borrow a bit more. Sorry. There we go. We can see what we're doing in the underground mode now. So it takes 2 to go down 1 piece of slope, which means I actually need to go back. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get a railway bridge going across this gap. It doesn't like that. There's a big hole. There's a big hole. There we go. So it looks like it's automatically made a tunnel. Nice. And then I can put track across it. No. It does need the space either side. Oh, okay. I might be able to fix this. There we go. I think I've managed it. And it's expensive. Like, standard track seems not too bad. Bridges and tunnels? Ooh, not cheap at all. But there we go. I've managed to get my track across here. I'm just going to move that back a little bit and put a corner in. The thing about that I found the most difficult was that seeing underground was okay. You've got the features to be able to see underground, and that's really cool. But to actually then get the mouse cursor down in that little hole, I had to remove land near it. And rotating the screen, even though we haven't done it yet and we can do it now, is fantastic, but wouldn't have helped me in that particular situation, I don't think. The only problem is now is that I've spent all the money. I can't afford a train. The map's pretty straightforward, but it's pretty cool. You know, you can actually adjust the size of the map window now that you couldn't do before, and you can see what's going on inside there, and you've got all the color codes, different bits and bobs. Yeah, being able to actually resize the map so you can see pretty much all of the world. Now that's pretty good. Right, let's see if we can afford this coal train. Now, I think because it's coal, it's going to be heavier. We'll get the one with more horsepower. That's going to cost us 13 grand. We've only got 8 in the bank, so I'm just going to chill for a bit. Okay, 13,000 in the bank account now, and the price has gone up. So the price increasing and all that sort of thing is something that I do have to deal with. Or did I put a tanker on there? I did. Okay, we get to find out how easy it is to change that. Move the tanker off. That worked. Add a wagon. That worked nicely. Okay, adding and removing stuff from trains. Straightforward. So we'll give it some orders. We'll click on the mines and we'll click on the steel mill. And I want to tell it to full load. So what we need to do is I think we need to say before we stop at Breakers Bridge North, we need to full load and wait for coal. Now the interesting thing here is you have to actually specify what the full load is of the thing you want. So you don't refit your trucks to coal and you don't refit them to iron ore. You actually have a coal and iron ore truck and you have to say what you want to load. Okay, coal is starting to come into our train. 3 tons already. Right now, I'm wondering what the income of this train will be. Let's take a look. At the minute, it's made nothing, and now it's got 1,500 for that one journey. Well, it seems like I've got a relatively successful empire here. Money is coming in, I am paying off the loan, and it looks like our ratings are slowly improving. And when we achieve a performance index of 10%, level engineer, we then are able to complete the challenge of this particular scenario. We're already up to 8.6 now. This coal service is really doing well, I think. Now, the steel mill requires both a connection from the iron ore and coal to produce. So let's get some iron ore and let's use road vehicles. So I'm going to get the road construction tool out and I'm just going to extend our existing road. Oh, you can't just upgrade the country roads? Oh, that's a shame. So now we've got a road going to the iron ore mine and we need to get a road over here. Oh my goodness, we're going to need a bridge over all of this, aren't we? Double up, flat, flat, double down, flat. Okay. And then we can put a corner in and run out of money. Brilliant. Oh, look at that. Congratulations, I've successfully completed the challenge by getting to the status of engineer, just while I was waiting for money to build my road network. Fantastic. Okay, so there we go. It took 6 years and 8 months to complete the challenge. Oh my goodness, that seems like a long time. I'm going to experiment a little more. We'll finish the road network, maybe throw some aeroplanes in and see what happens. Hopper truck for coal, grain, or iron ore. There we go. Brilliant. So we can put a hopper truck on the road. We can tell it to go here, and we can tell it to go there, and we can tell it to full load on not coal, no, full load on iron ore. This is a lot better, being able to copy the orders, so that's not too bad. Though I'm a little bit worried about where this truck's going. Where's it going? Oh, the road isn't connected. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I got so far with the road. There we go. One more bit of road was required. Now I can get my extra trucks going. I'll just put them on the road, set them off, click it down, set that one off. Are they going to make any money? Let's find out. I think the first one's about to arrive. 88? I think that's quite good, considering how cheap they are to purchase and run. What profit we got on that then? Oh, minus 32 at the moment, but it was driving around the town for a while. Okay, I'm not sure these trucks were a good idea. Monthly profit, minus $8. It's a good job we've managed to complete the scenario, because these aren't doing great at the moment. I'm going to see, can I put an airport here? No, requires $60,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. Well, there we go. I managed to get one in with £25,000. It's because there was a hill in the way, and it was trying to raise the height of the entire airport, which was adding a lot of extra costs. So the good news is, I've managed to get an airport in. The bad news is, I don't have enough money for a second one yet. All of them go at different speeds and have different capacities, and it seems like the biggest capacity here is the JU-52, and it also goes the fastest. JU-52, I buy you. There we go. We can put the aircraft down at the airport. Where's it going to take off to? Is it just going to loop around and go back down on the same place? Well, it's slowing down and it's descending and getting ready to come into land. Oh my goodness, it's spending more time going up and down than it is actually going between them. So now it's going really fast, 152 miles per hour. And then all of a sudden it has to swing around in 7 different directions to land, I think. Obviously, on a bigger island with places that are further apart, this would be a much better idea. How much those 11 passengers are going to pay? If they pay a few pound each, we might actually get enough money to, offset the cost of running this vehicle. $428. Right, okay. And the running costs... The monthly running cost is $444. Okay, so after about 3 more months, profit $406. It is actually, even a route as tiny as this, making some money, which is interesting to see nonetheless. I think it's time to move on from this scenario. We've beat it and explored most of the transport types, so let's jump into a bigger scenario. I'll get a head start, and then I'll pull you guys in so we can see whether we can get some really cool complex stuff going. Welcome to a new scenario, and in this one we've got to deliver a load of oil by the end of 1939. And this time we're not alone. I mean, we've got a loan, we've got a very big loan of £79,000. But if we have a look here at the world map, we can see, if we go into company mode, with this blue company here, I've got 2 trains on the go already, but in the middle of the map we have this brown company, and towards the bottom we've got this red company in operation. They are also doing oil. This one's a relatively short route, and you can see here how the bridges can have corners on and bends, and they can just go over the terrain and land. It's a very good demonstration of exactly how strange and interesting the tracks can be in Locomotion. And this one is currently under construction as we speak. So after we've got this ramp coming up here, I would like to do a little wiggle. There we go. And then we'll go forward. And there's an actual wiggle there as well, so I would like to wiggle again. Then I'll go forward a bit, and I'm going to try and turn into this corner here. No, back a bit. turn into it. And there we go. So we can use this section of track as a passing place. Okay, so if I put one signal here, yeah, heading in that direction, and then one signal here, heading in that direction, that should allow me to have trains going one way and the other and them to pass in here and load and so forth. Hopefully this means they'll be able to pass each other for a relatively small amount of money, and I can copy the orders from this train. There we go. Train 3's got the same orders and we can send it on its way. Now they are making good money, so I'm not too worried about that loan, and it looks like they're about to pass each other, which is quite nice. Now, this would work with path signals in OpenTTD. It's not working here. So what we need, I think, is a signal to break this up. Like a signal going into this block. There we go. And I think we'd need a signal going into the block there. Right. Okay, then. I'm pretty sure that's all right now. I managed to get through a mountainside by kind of clipping through the corners. It looks terrible. I don't want to do that. There we go. So now I've got my tracking for my pass in place. I just need my signals. So one-way signals going. Yep, that looks good to me. Now, can we afford another train? Probably not quite. Oh, there's an oil refinery closing down. Is it mine? Oh, thank goodness for that. It's not mine. Oh, it's, I think, this oil refinery. The red team are going to be in trouble. So we can see how much is waiting at each of the stations. And we can see it, this one down here, there's not actually that much waiting. Only 182 tons. That sounds like a lot, but it's a good chunk less than the other one. And I think it's because I put the other station between two oil fields. There's one here and there's one here. Both of them seem to be within the coverage of this thing. Okay, so that's now made the pass in place a lot longer. I wish there was something I could do here, but I really can't think of it. I do feel like it would have been nice to be able to get this section multi-tracked. The tracks then aren't parallel perfectly, but it does seem to resolve the issue. So now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections of track, which means in theory I could get 9 trains on this. Although this train's sat here waiting and I don't know why. Why are you waiting there? Okay, ignore the signal. I wonder if that was just a quirk or what? Ratings are actually 49%. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, we definitely need more trains. Oh, there we go. Look, I mean, it's facing the wrong way, but we can turn it around. Let's expand this section now. You've got to be pixel perfect with this tool to get it to work well with the landscape. There we go. We've got 2 trains running up and down this line now. It's dual track all the way. And we've got 3 trains running on this line, and that's dual track. We go back to our station list, and we can see that there is a bit of a reduction in the amount of stuff that's waiting. Let's see if our ratings have gone up at all. There we go. Ratings are doing much better now. This one's probably going to need an upgrade to have more than one station, unfortunately. If we build track out in this direction and then go down. Oh my goodness! Well, that wasn't possible in Transport Tycoon. You couldn't remove track that a train was on, and I've just destroyed a train, and my chances of getting good money and stuff from here, I'm gonna have to start again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, hang on a second. I think I can fix this mini disaster. There we go. Add the station in and connect that, right? When it gets this signal, hopefully it'll stop. Okay, that's fine. And then from the front of this platform, the train's still in the way. There we go. I've got rid of the train. Can't see there's a train in the way. There we go. Right. And then we can put dual signals in here. Dual signals in there. Single signal there. And I can't see, so we'll turn the camera around. And a signal, single signal In there. Ooh, okay, so it took a bit of time and a train crash, but I've now doubled the size of this station and put a new junction in. I need to replace the train that I broke and add more trains anyway. Oh my goodness, there is all sorts of things going on now. We've got road vehicles going across water. We've got oil wells left, right and centre popping up. And I've just been concentrating on my 2 railway lines. But to be fair, I think I've done an okay job. See, one thing that is good about not having any depots, and that's you can live modify your trains very easily. Just choose the modification, choose what it is, make sure the train is stopped either in a station or just on the track. Then you can add your tanker on the back and then send it on its way again. So, let's flatten this. We'll get a station in here. We'll connect it up to an existing line to save some time and money. Right, I've got the new line added in. Unfortunately, my trains are a bit confused. I think I'm just going to tell this one to ignore its signal, and then it might all be okay. I'm not 100% sure. The problem is that this train stopped in this junction block, and I didn't want that to happen. Also, these 2 junction blocks are less than a train width apart. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the signals in those blocks, and then it should be okay. Oh no, the greens have got trains in here as well. We're going to need to make sure we get really good ratings and steal all of the oil. Right, I think I'm going to be able to get this one in. I just need to do some land adjusting and hope for the best. So, can I... Ooh, is that going to be too expensive? Maybe if I do this, it'll be easier. Ah, yes. Right, let's get stuff in there before somebody else builds on it. Okay, managed to get it into there, but it's quite a long ride actually. How can I deal with this messy, massive AI railway that's in my way? I should just dig under it. It's going to cost a lot of money though. Yeah, I mean that seems to work. I mean, 1,500 per single square. I feel like we might need to just share the tunnel here. I've been promoted. Obviously, I'm doing a good job. I'm getting half of this, but I'm doing a good job. So we've managed to get under their railway line. Little channel through the top of this hill. Spending all my profits here now to try and make something to be able to win the game. Actually, we're making really good progress. Oh no, there's no track here. Okay, track and wiggle into the tunnel. Okay. Even though I can spin the camera around anyway, I seem to like going back to where I was. It gives some sort of frame of reference, some truth and origin. Okay, brand new orders from here all the way down to there. And we want to full load oil and then unload the oil. Oil and oil. There we go. Well, it's trying to get to the right place. Why it's not get... Oh, there's a bit of track missing. There's a tiny bit of track missing just there. So it is... here. There we go. Oh, this train's going to have cost us a fortune now. Oh, actually, it made a little bit of profit. Nice. Love that tunnel under the AI there. Shared tunnel, nice and cheap. Now, I've been having too much fun building trains and track, and I completely forgot about the objective. We've got 34% of the way towards the objective, and only 4 years left. I think we had 9 to start with, maybe 10. So we're almost certainly over halfway on the time limit, and we are severely lacking in the amount of percentages. We've already got 12 trains running, and they're all doing okay for the most part. The reliability on some of them are terrible. Some of them are like 5 years old. So that's probably going to need to be replaced at some point. Oh my goodness, yep, we're going to need more trains over here. Okay, right. Pay off the loan. No, wait. Throw more trains down. Make junction improvements. Win level. Maybe. Right, there we go. I've just made some improvements because there was a big slowdown around this junction. So I've moved the junction further down where they can merge in and pass by each other a lot better. Now, I've only just done it, so there might be a bit of a slowdown in the trains, but overall, this is much better now. Right, I'll concentrate now on adding more trains because we have the capacity for it now. Okay, I've gone around and made sure all the stations are the right length. This one was 1 square too small, and so was this one. So now they're fixed, and this is also a double station. So hopefully, even more oil, even more flow, and I might be able to get this level under wraps. I have managed, though, to pay off the loan. So we're now completely in the positives in money, and whatever I spend, we don't have to worry about the finances. Right then, I'm going for one more big line. Hopefully I can afford it. Hopefully it doesn't bankrupt the company, and hopefully it makes the difference. Just over a year to go, and I've got 78% delivered. One big oil refinery, and I'm now a transport coordinator. We've got 20 trains running on these lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lines. And we've got thousands of tons of oil waiting at some of our stations. I have tried. I just can't shift enough. But it looks like there is a chance we might be able to make it. I've replaced a few of the trains that were getting old, and to be honest, it wasn't too bad. Just adding an engine on and removing the old one seemed to do okay. Right, that's it. A few more trains, and I'm going to see if that does it. I might fail, I might succeed, but let's find out. With 6 months to go, can the company get the last 10%? 9% to go, 5 months. 8%. 4 months to go, 7%. 6%. 3 months to go, 5%. 4% to go. 2 months left. 3% to go. I think we might not get it. 2% to go. 1 month left. 1% to go. Which one's it going to be? Wow. Oh my goodness. I mean, the time and date down in the corner doesn't show the days. It only shows the month and the year. I don't know how close that was, but it could have been closer, could it? Oh, what an exciting finish to this particular playthrough. Oh, building stuff got easier as I got more used to it, even though I've played RollerCoaster Tycoon, and there's some things that I do kind of like about it, but there's also a lot of things that I feel is a bit... I mean, I don't like the way the AI does lots of loads of little wiggly curves instead of straighter lines and then corners, and makes it difficult to build around and blocks off whole sections of the map. I mean, how am I meant to deal with that? Hey, what can I do about that? I just dig under it all, I suppose. But I did have fun, and specifically doing a challenge was nice. And I felt like I learnt a lot. Like, every time I play this game, I feel like I elevate my own gameplay and discover more things. Like, adding loads and loads of extra signals for no apparent reason. All that does is it allows your trains to travel closer together, and you got more wiggle room between junctions and stuff, and things like that. And these kind of corners with a junction, I never even thought of that until I just tried to do it, and I was like, aha, there it is. So it was definitely some discovery, definitely interesting, and you know what? I definitely enjoyed it. It's clear to me that Locomotion made genuine improvements over Transport Tycoon Deluxe. Diagonal bridges, signals on those bridges, bendy tracks, the addition of trams, larger maps, improved AI, all fantastic features that show real progress. The scenarios and missions gave it purpose and structure, and the interface is clean and polished. But it does fall short in some areas. To me, the construction feels very click heavy, especially if you want to have long straight sections of track. You end up clicking a lot. The removal of depots takes away some of the challenge, and some of the satisfaction that came with overcoming those challenges. And visually, I think it's quite brown and washed out, which makes it feel grungy and less alive compared to the bright and colourful world of Transport Tycoon Deluxe. And back in 2004, even at its release, Locomotion looked a little old-fashioned. The gaming world was moving on to 3D, and sticking with isometric styles made it feel a little behind the times, even if you could rotate the view. Fast forward to today, and we have OpenTTD, and that's had over 20 years of development and refinement. It's an undisputed king of the genre. Comparing Locomotion to OpenTTD just isn't fair. A closer comparison would be OpenLoco, an open source re-implementation and extension of Locomotion, much like OpenTTD is to Transport Tycoon Deluxe. But with only around 7 years of work so far, OpenLoco is still catching up. It still depends on part of the original Locomotion game for its sounds and graphics, but it has managed to make a lot of quality of life fixes, and I do recommend you take a look. So Chris Sawyer's Locomotion is technically better in many ways, and I'll definitely be spending more time exploring OpenLoco myself. But for me, it's still OpenTTD that seems to hold the crown. And honestly, I feel a little sorry for Locomotion. It's a smart, well-made game that just ended up being overshadowed by legendary parents. What do you think? Have you tried Locomotion yet? Will you give it or OpenLoco a go? Let me know down in the comments, and feel free to suggest other games you'd like to see in this series. Check out the link in the description for more episodes from Pixels and Platforms. You'll find some absolute gems of games from gaming history in there. Well, that's all from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.